this is where you go if you want to see something or if you want to hear something funny. Coming up in just a couple minutes, this is a joke I told. What? I'm not on Dove Radio? Call the police. Call my agent.
Tony, welcome to Go.
Hey, Joe, how are you?
I gotta pat you down though, pal.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Got anything on you? Anything I should know?
I got nothing.
Anything weird going on? What? Alright, you go in, Tony. Good.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Tom Kelly of The Tom Kelly Show. Yes, this is not the only time I've gotten on my knees in the back room of a comedy club.
The Knock 'em Dead Comedy Radio Show is also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. Give Two Eagles Auto Body a call and please ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527. That's 516-328-2527.
Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony on the Knock 'em Dead radio show. They're gonna keep knocking 'em dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie.
Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, at Knock 'em Dead Comedy Radio.
I just want to say thanks for making my millennium. Oh my gosh. Well, it's a love fest.
Yeah, you heard that story.
Yeah.
So I guess should I tell it again?
Oh, yeah, if you want. I mean, yeah.
You know, you guys are into comedy. Does it really help when somebody gives the punchline?
Remember, because what you hears today, you got to tell the birthed tomorrow. I'm looking behind us now, across the count of time, down the long hall, into history back. I sees the end, what with a start. Right! And somebody did come.
Hello, everybody. It is, what's today? Wednesday. Welcome to the Knock 'em Dead Comedy Show here on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. Wherever you're watching from, Facebook or YouTube, we ask that you subscribe and you follow and you share the link and tell everybody you know about all the great shows here on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. Do all that social media stuff that us old fellas have no idea what we're talking about. Let's see. Welcome to the three bald men they're going to learn how to get good hair. We are coming at you live from the legendary Governor's Comedy Club, and we got some great Long Island legends with us today, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. So starting on the end, we got Joe Dibari is here. We got Michael, of course, who's here with us every Wednesday. Hello, Michael.
Hiya.
And then right in between us, Chiofalo?
Yeah, perfect.
Tony Chiofalo is here, ladies and gentlemen. Our new friend, and kind of like almost like a hero to us all of a sudden. And I've talked about it a few times on the air, but I'll set the stage and explain what's happening here. So I guess it was about a week ago. Being the president of the Nassau County PAL Special Needs Unit, and Joe on the end there, he's our treasurer. He's my pal, but he's the treasurer, and his son Dom is the mayor of all things special needs. Our admin Eileen, who's actually been on the show, she sent a text out to me and our police officer Frank Holguin, and it was a link to a post on Facebook where the Nassau County PAL Special Needs Unit was tagged in a post that the Lighthouse Repertory, I always struggle with that word, Repertory Theater is doing a production of A Bronx Tale, and there's the flyer. It's at the Belmore Showplace, August 1st to 10th, and the proceeds are going to the Nassau County PAL Special Needs Unit. So Eileen asks me and Frank, what's this about? I didn't know anything about it. I said, whoa, slow down there, cowgirl. We didn't know anything about it either. We're all asking each other, you know this guy? You know this guy? What's the connection? Anybody know? We had no idea. So I reached out to Tony, and Tony just said, yeah, we just had to pick an organization to donate the proceeds to, and we picked you guys. And we were like, what? So, I'm just going to hand it off to you, and you can explain how all this came about, how you found us. If you don't mind explaining Chaz's involvement in this as well. Yeah, give us the whole rundown here.
Yeah, no, happy to explain the whole thing. First of all, I just want to make a clarification. A portion of the proceeds.
Oh,
right? So,
okay, yes.
Yeah, just
Sorry.
make a clarification there, right? I mean, if we gave every penny to the charities, we would be out of business, and then no charities would be getting any money, right? That's not how this works. You probably notice a lot of theater companies going out of business left and right. So
it's always been a struggle for local theaters to survive,
especially post-COVID, right?
Yes,
so, so I'll tell you a little bit about Bronx Tale first, I guess, and then I can go into Lighthouse and how we came to be. But no, I kind of got to do it the other way, Tony.
Whatever you want, man.
So Lighthouse, we started about a year ago.
Oh, okay.
And we really ramped up about a year ago. We had our first production, but, it really came out of COVID and just a desire to not sit on our hands and do something. And, my wife and I were thinking about starting our own theater company, and we said, well, what would it be? Right? What would differentiate it? What would make it different than you pick up a rock, you throw a stone, you hit a theater company on Long Island. There's a million of them, right? And again, different variations of quality or different variations of audiences and things like that. So what would make us unique? And we looked at what was going on around us during COVID, and we said, how could we make the world a better place with a theater company, right? What if we could do that? And theater people in general, the actors, the musicians, the audiences, they're very generous, very giving people. They're wonderful people. They're very empathetic people. And I said, we could sit around, wait for the government to do something, right? Or we could just do something ourselves, right?
Not like
so, but look, be the change, right? So we looked at it and we said, what if we did something where we partnered with charities? And I looked around, I said, look at all these empty seats in the theater. If there was a charity involved and we could give them some of this money, maybe they could help fill some of these seats. And now what you have is a cross-pollination win-win, right? You've got theater people who are going to now learn about a charity that they didn't know about before, right? So a lot of what we do is about awareness, right? I mean, raising money is great, but the awareness also is invaluable to a lot of these charities.
Sure.
So I did it. We did it with the last one we had. We did this play called Birthday Candles, and we partnered with Birthday Wishes Incorporated of Long Island. Have you ever heard of Birthday Wishes Incorporated?
I have not.
You have not. I'll take a poll in this room. Nobody in this room has. Exactly. So again, we find these local, hyper-local charities that don't have, millions and millions of dollars from the government coming at them, right? They're grassroots. They're raising their own money, right? And we look at them and we try to make a tie into the show. Sure, Birthday Candles was the name of the show. Birthday Wishes,
right?
It made sense, right? But it was really about awareness, and we did a toy drive for them to collect presents for and they essentially what they do is they give birthdays to homeless children who wouldn't ordinarily get a birthday. So they work with social workers, and they work with foster homes, and they work with, centers that are housing these kids, and they provide supplies and presents and all this other stuff, right? And people donate these things, so they donate money or they donate their time. So we could do a toy drive at all of our performances. Sure. Plus, we solicited donations from our audience. Hey, you buy a ticket, part of that goes to them. But by the way, you can add to your ticket. Right? You can add on, and some people do. And then, during the performance, we have like a 50-50 raffle and intermission, right? All the ways we can help raise money and awareness. And we typically have them come to the show and talk to the audience and all of that stuff. So I get ahead of myself. So we came up with that idea. And
it's a great idea.
And, we've been doing it now for a year. And it takes a different form for every charity. And this one was kind of funny, actually, to think about how it came about. But it was really because of Chaz's involvement that nobody from Nassau County PAL knew about it until flyers started flying, right? Which is kind of funny, but not by design that it happened that way. But at the end of the day, we're raising money for you, right?
Yeah.
And, whether you're aware of it, whether you're going to be there or not, you're going to get that money. So we obviously knew we would make the connection at some point. This one had a little bit of a unique thing to it where we said, okay, A Bronx Tale, which is the musical we're doing, and we were looking for the right charity to partner with. What if Chaz Palminteri has his own charity? Oh, wait, he does.
Okay.
It's called Child Reach Foundation. But I had a really hard time getting in touch with him. Yeah. So, again, not to go into a lot of detail, but we looked at the website. We tried to contact through the website. That looked like it was dormant for a while. There wasn't really any monitoring. I could see in the news where Chaz was handing checks to different organizations.
Oh, wow.
Just out of the blue, he would show up, and usually first responders and police, like that kind of thing. But the foundation, if you looked online, donates a lot to children's causes and to medical research for children's diseases and things like that. So we sat there and I said, okay, our philosophy is hyper-local, right? We want to donate to a local charity. But partnering with Chaz's charity seems like the right thing to do if we could do it for Bronx Tale.
Right.
It just fits. So if I can get a hold of Chaz and his people, then maybe they'll agree to give the money to a local organization. And that's exactly what happened.
Right.
So, and to be honest with you, I actually, had to pull a few strings to get a hold of him. But, I happen to have a somewhat of a relationship with Kevin James, who knows Chaz. And I was able to reach out through him and get in touch with his people. But it was not easy to do.
I bet.
But eventually we got, and it just took a long time, but it was worth the wait, right? Normally we would have all these things lined up ahead of time. But what we did was, we waited, said this will be worth it if we can make it happen. And then, they're the nicest people in the world.
Okay.
Chaz's assistant reached out to me. We had a Zoom call. We said, this is what I'm thinking. Sent her an email. She meets with Chaz only so often, so she had go back and forth to him, and she was the go-between to me.
Right.
And eventually, we came up with this model, and it's going to be fantastic. And then she. It's funny. I said to her, look, we're community theater, right? I mean, we consider ourselves pretty professional quality, but we are a community theater, and community in the sense that we're building community too, right? We're really for and by the community. And I said, so, Chaz, I'd love for him to come see the show. That'd be amazing, right? And she was like, well, she's like, if he comes, maybe he'll do a talk back. And I said, that would be phenomenal. It was really their idea for him to do this talk back. So that's what's going to happen on August 2nd. He's going to come and he's going to do a talk back.
That was one of the things I wanted to ask you. What's a talk back?
Well,
is it a Q&A?
Yeah, I think it's going to be Q&A. I would say, and I do have a follow-up meeting with them to figure all of the details out, but I would say the expectation is you're going to get an interactive view of, his view on the piece, on what's going on with Bronx Tale, right? I mean, it's really going to be open-ended for him, but he's essentially going to address the audience. I don't know how long it'll be, 30 minutes, I would imagine, something along those lines.
Sure.
But yeah, he's going to come to the show.
That's fantastic.
And he's going to give a talk back to the audience afterwards. And, my impression is take curated audience questions.
Right.
And, let him answer them. And then, Chaz, I mean, maybe know kind of him. He's going to have what he wants to say, right?
Yes.
And, it's his life story. So it'd be fascinating to hear from the man himself, right, about his life story. So we're very much looking forward to that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then the interesting thing, too, is I play Sonny in this musical in the Lighthouse's version of the show. I'm not directing this one. I normally direct the shows, but I wanted to audition. And I did audition.
Really?
And my own people made me bite my nails until the final minute, and they finally gave me the part.
All those times he yelled at us when he directed, now we get him back, make him sweat it out.
True story. I kid you not. I kid you. All of that stuff. I kid you not. It was.
So they didn't give you any
leeway. No preferential treatment whatsoever, and I didn't want it. Wow. And as the leader of this team, I said, if I get the part, that's great.
Yeah.
But if somebody better than me comes along, that's that much better, then that's great too.
Right.
I win
It's
either
a
way,
win-win.
right?
Yeah.
Because we want the best people. But where I was going with this is, then his assistant tells me, Chaz sings, and he dances.
Oh yeah.
So now I'm like, I'm a little intimidated. He's gonna come see my performance. I don't know, because he did do the role on Broadway for a little while.
The musical version?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I didn't see that. I can't find any clips of it anywhere. Because I know the original actor, Nick Cordero, right, who passed away, rest in peace. He was the original Sonny. But I know that for a while, Chaz had stepped in and played the role.
Wow.
So that was fascinating. And then to know that he actually, because he's Chaz, he can play the role. He did it in a movie, right?
Of course,
So, yeah. But the fact that she said he's a really good singer, I was like, wow. All right, that's gonna be awesome. So that's how that came about. And then once we got a hold of it, we figured it all out. And then of course, they want to see the flyer. They want to know how you're going to advertise it.
Of course.
So that had to be created, before we could tie everything out with Nassau County PAL. Right. Before I was like, look, here's what the flyer looks like. All right. And then and she's like, all right, we'll promote it. I'll put it on his website. Right. He'll promote it. Yada yada. So I'm like, okay, here you go, right? I mean, you don't say no to that, right? You just do it. So amazing. So then I was like, and I had sent an email to the contact I could find.
Right.
Thank you, Chat GPT, right, for finding someone. And it seemed to be the right person. At the end of the day, it did. It just was over the 4th of July weekend. So I think a lot of things got lost in transition. And then, so you saw the flyer before.
Which is fine.
I had made that connection. Right. And then you reached out to me, and I thought it was because you got the email. But it wasn't because you got the emails, because you saw the flyer. I was like, all right, well.
It works. It's fine.
It all works, right? But yeah, it's all good stuff. It's all good
it's
stuff.
great.
And that's, you really, I'm looking forward to a fantastic event, not only on August 2nd, but the entire run.
Right.
And just full disclosure, we're actually performing the show through August 16th. So we're actually bringing the show to St. James, and we're doing 2 performances there.
What's in St. James? Is there a theater out there?
We are doing it at a school. It's called the Knox School. But in St. James, there's an organization called Celebrate St. James, which we have a relationship with. And they are actually renovating the old Calderon Theater, which is in St. James, right off Lake Avenue. And they're turning it into a 110-seat black box theater.
Nice.
And Lighthouse is going to be the resident theater company.
Very nice.
For that theater. So
that's great.
We have had a relationship with them for a number of years. So we help them raise money. So what we do with almost all of our shows is we pick a charity, we meet the charity where they are. So in this case, we're doing it in Belmore because it's close enough to where NCPAL is, and then in some places we've done it in Lindenhurst, other places we've done it other locations, Merrick, and then we bring it to St. James, and we do the same show there in St. James, and we raise money for them through the show there. And then eventually they'll have their own stage where we'll be bringing their productions. But
That's what I was going to ask. Once you
they need
have
to raise a lot of money,
right?
They need to raise a lot of money to renovate.
Oh,
that
it's
space.
it's a lot.
Yeah.
Once you have that place, is that still gonna be the way you do things? Where you're gonna travel,
We
then
do.
bring it to
We
St.
do.
James?
We see ourselves as we're never going to lose the DNA of being the charity theater company, right? The nonprofit, money raising, community building theater company. So we'll always have that. And I've always believed that we represent all of Long Island, and I think to do that. We should be in multiple locations. So we eventually would love to have our own space in Nassau County, but I see an east-west, setup for Lighthouse. Right now, Lighthouse is not a theater building; it is a theater company. Right. So we are a nomad theater company. We rent space, right, which is not cheap. But there's only so many theaters on Long Island. So Bayway Arts Center, we're doing Anastasia in the fall, in the winter there.
Nice.
Okay, and Belmore.
In East Islip?
In East Islip, yeah. The Belmore Showplace is another one we rent pretty often.
Love that place.
Yeah, it's great. Fantastic place. We plan to do others like Landmark on Main and Port Washington.
Another great
We haven't
place.
done that one yet, but we plan to do that. And so there's only so many theaters, and again, the budget we have too is the less we spend on the show, the more we can give to the charity.
Right.
So there's a space in Freeport called Twin Oaks. It's actually a day camp, but they have a building across the street where they do. It's like a sports building, a gym and everything, but it has a stage. It's just a big open floor with a stage.
Oh, wow.
We did Into
Not
the
familiar.
Woods there this year.
Nice.
And we partnered with Long Island Coalition for the Homeless.
Nice.
And we did 7 performances there. We transformed the entire space. We pipe and draped it. We made it look like you were in the woods. We put
that's
all
cool.
the fairy lights in the rafters. All the Edison lights look like fireflies. We completely transformed that space. We facaded the whole thing because it's painted in kiddie colors and everything. 'Cause it's a kids' day camp. But when you walked in, you were immersed into the environment. So we do things like that as well.
And you have a whole like you said you usually direct. You have a set designer. I mean, or is it all?
We do.
you
We
and
do.
your
We
wife,
have, we
or-
have a board of directors, and we do have specialty folks. Right now, my tech director is Ryan Romeo. He is actually directing A Bronx Tale.
Oh, okay.
So he's the director for A Bronx Tale. And then my wife and I we do most of the heavy lifting. We're the co-founders. So
Right.
it's I'm a veteran. She's a woman. So we say it's a
Mike's a
veteran.
veteran, too.
We say it's a veteran woman and veteran-owned business, right?
Very nice.
If you look at it that way. But we've got a wonderful group of people. I mean. Jacqueline Lisi is on our board. She's a Long Island actress that you may know.
Yeah,
but
the name rings a bell.
Multi-talented personality. She's directing our summer camp. We're doing our first kids summer camp this
that's
year
nice, yeah.
at Celebrate St. James. So in that building, which isn't a theater yet, but we're doing that. She's the director for that show. Joe Mankowski.
Oh,
is
I know
our
Joe.
Music
Sure.
director.
Yep.
He music directs all of our almost all of our shows. So Anastasia, he's very busy during the holidays because he's a church director as well. He's the music director at St. Lawrence Church in Sayville.
Okay.
So his holidays are busy. So we have someone else music directing that, but he's on staff as the artistic music director for Lighthouse.
Nice.
So we have him, we have myself, like I said, Jackie, we've got and Ray Gobes is also part of our team. I don't know if you know Ray, but he's our treasurer. So yeah, and it's a group effort, and then I mentioned these people, but in reality, the actors are pretty amazing too. Like for Into the Woods, for instance, we double cast that show. So we had so many people come out for that show. I mean, actors come out of the woodwork for that thing. So we double cast it. So I had 38 people involved in that production.
Jeez.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was amazing. And when they weren't on, for the performances where they weren't on, they would come and they would usher, they would do concessions,
Oh, that's
they
nice.
would help with the 50-50 raffle. I mean, they really embraced the Lighthouse mission and spirit they volunteer their time. These actors could make a lot of money with what they do. Some of them are so talented, and they volunteer their time for us, and we really appreciate it.
Yeah.
We really do. Everybody's a volunteer. I got a sound guy, Ed. He comes. He does the sound for us. He's amazing as well. Doesn't ask for a dime.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I do the lighting most of the time, depending on where we're at.
Right.
But yeah, it's kind of this grassroots kind of all hands on deck kind of thing, where everybody chips in, and we make it work.
Right. Well, and that's I guess part of what we have in common here. Is volunteer. We volunteer our time at PAL, and it's very time consuming. Especially personally, I feel what you do, especially keeping track of all that money. It's not a job I would want.
And so then we talked about the Chaz connection, but we didn't really talk about SNU in general. But we really I looked at. All right, given the pattern I've seen from Chaz's foundation, what would he be interested in donating to?
Okay.
And is that something Lighthouse is interested in? And we looked at it, we said, first responders, police, a lot of that going on. Children with special needs, a lot of that going on. And I put that in the mixer, and I just did some Google. I said, I didn't even know that PAL had an SNU unit.
A lot of people
I didn't
don't
know
know,
you had
yeah.
a special.
Yeah.
I said, this is a no-brainer. So I put that on, because his assistant said, make a list. So I put that on the top of the list. And then there were a couple others related, right? And I put them on the list, and I sent them the list. And then, again, waiting for her to meet with Chaz so Chaz could pick which one he wants, right?
Yeah.
So again, we're waiting. And then she just goes, Chaz said, pick whichever one you want. Chaz said, whichever one you want, it's fine with him.
Yeah, right.
And I said, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's great.
We're thrilled. Yeah.
But when I mentioned SNU to her, to his assistant, she said that's a charity that Chaz definitely has supported in the past and would support again.
Oh, good to know.
Absolutely, yeah.
We are the only PAL in the whole country with a special needs division.
Wow, that is amazing. That's amazing. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it really. Yeah,
That's
I mean,
fantastic.
And I say that I brag about it because I didn't start it or do it, so I can just
Right.
it's not like I'm bragging. I can just, but
Yeah.
it's something definitely something to be proud of, especially this day and age, because the growing number of the special needs community just past 20, 25 years, the number just staggering increasing. So this is really fantastic, and we're thrilled. I do have a question. So I've never seen the musical version. I don't know if any of you guys you have.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now you can't leave.
Right.
Is that still a line, or is it part of a song?
Oh no, that is a line.
That's
In fact, that line is embedded in a song.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So in the musical, because again, this is my part. So
right, yeah, that's why I'm bringing it up.
I'm basically singing to Calogero about Nicky Machiavelli, right, the philosopher, and how much I've learned from him, and that hey, look, sometimes it's not about love. It's about fear, right? It's better to be feared than loved, right?
Right.
So that's the whole thing I'm trying to instill in him, right? So that's how I've been successful, right? Now his dad is the other, pillar over there, right?
Right.
And he's going the other direction. It's
Right.
love, right? So
Right.
he's caught between the two. But as part of that discussion, I sing about Nicky Machiavelli and what he's taught me, right? About love and fear. And then these biker dudes show up.
Right.
Song ends or stops, pauses, right? Now the biker dudes show up. The scene you're familiar with ensues, right? And we tell them, now you just can't leave, right? Definitely, fight choreography and everything happens. And then I finish the song. And then I tell them, hey, look, listen now what I tell you, right?
Right.
And then, he's seen the lesson now, right? He's seen the fear. Now the question is, what has that done to him, right? Is he looking at me like, wow, I didn't realize this guy had that in him. Maybe I should think twice. Or is he thinking, hey, I guess I got to be that way, right?
Right.
And that's all part of, how you look at the piece and how Calogero, his arc in the show.
The arc,
we know where he
that,
ends.
yeah.
We know where he ends, so I guess we know what he was thinking during that. And I don't want to give too much away, but most people know the classic.
I was about to say, I don't think there's spoilers involved.
Yeah,
But the musicals is a lot. I think a lot different than the movie. Even though
I'll tell you, yes,
Yeah.
but it's not Lollipops and Rainbows musical, right?
Right.
This
Oh,
is
no,
not.
no,
this is
no,
not
no.
your cha cha cha. Not that.
not like the
okay.
regular Jim
And
Morrison
our
show.
director,
The bikers.
he.
yeah,
Jazz hands.
jazz hands.
Right. No jazz hands in this. So when we discussed this as a group and we said what's our season going to look like next year, and we came up with a Bronx Tale as a candidate. Ryan said, I really want to direct that, and because he's a big fan of the movie.
Yeah, sure.
The philosophy, some of the philosophies in it have been important in his life, and so he's looking at it from that lens as being as true to the original film version, which is the more edgy
Yes,
view,
sure.
Yeah.
than the Lollipops and Rainbows, Alan Menken,
Yeah.
music. Although the Alan Menken music in it is wonderful.
It is wonderful.
And the '60s doo-wop music,
Yes.
and all of
I
that.
love that
It's
stuff,
just,
yes.
it's
amazing.
It's one of the things that sold me on doing this piece was like, I get the best of both worlds. Like this whole story, which it's beloved by all of us, many of us, and then this music, which is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
So what makes you say it's different? Like do you mean because of the music or
Because of the music.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Yeah.
Where did you see it, on Broadway?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
With Chaz or no?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
He's Chaz is actually a big fan of comedy. He's actually been here several times. I've never personally met him, but they all say, well, everybody that's hung
Sure.
out with him here says
Yeah.
he's the nicest guy. Kevin James has actually been in here, and his brother, great guys. So I'm thrilled that this is all happening. This was such a pleasant surprise to us at SNU last week. Really, I mean, it really went that way. We're all texting each other, like, what, who, what? So, this is this is great.
Usually it doesn't happen that way, but I'm glad it was a pleasant surprise.
I'm gonna post if I don't know if I'll have time while we're live here, but definitely after the show, I'll definitely post the link where you can get the tickets. Let me show the
and I
flyer
can
again.
tell people. I mean, it's lighthousetheatercompany.com, right? If you go to lighthousetheatercompany.com, there's a link on there for tickets. I gave you the link straight to the tickets, but if you go there, the QR code too. If you just
On the
posted
flyer,
the flyer,
yeah.
the QR code will take you straight to the tickets for the 1st through the 10th event.
First to the 10th, 7 performances. So be a few days off, obviously, and then is it all nighttime? Are there some matinee?
Yeah, so it is. It's Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday matinee. The first weekend. Then the second weekend, it's Friday night, Saturday matinee, Saturday night, Sunday matinee.
Oh, wow, 4
Yeah,
shows.
so that's how we get the 7, right? 3 and 4.
You guys exhausted after that?
Yeah, no, it's a 2-show day. We bring in dinner, whatever. We make sure there's enough space for them to take a break. Yeah, that's it. And then, again, there's a week in between those, and then we have a second tech week in St. James after we close and get ready to open that one, and we'll do two days there, actually 3 performances.
Okay.
Again, a Saturday and Saturday. And the reason we're not doing Sunday in St. James is because Chaz has his one-man show on Sunday in Riverhead at the Suffolk Theater.
Oh, yes.
And when I found that out, I said, we got to go see him.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So several of us are got tickets to go see Chaz on the 17th.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
go support him.
Sure.
Hey, he's coming to support us. We're going to support him.
Yeah.
So, and we're not going to do a show that day. No
Right.
way. We just took it off the calendar, moved it to the 16th. We just thought that was the right thing to do.
And that really says a lot about him too, because I think a lot of people would say, no, you can't do that show at all, so close to my show at Suffolk Theater. So he wouldn't. A lot of people wouldn't even let you do something like that.
When I saw that, I said, how did we get the rights to this show?
Yeah, right.
But I guess they look at it as something completely different, right? But like Maron, is it different? I mean, he embodies 18 characters from the play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Again, that's how it started. It started with the one-man show, and he literally tells the story. So if you're not familiar in I guess like the movie too, it's narrated, right? In the musical, it's narrated by Calogero,
right?
And so, obviously, in the one-man show, he narrates, but then he also steps out of that narration and steps into these characters and embodies them and acts them out and everything.
Yeah.
Just him on stage, no props, no sets, no nothing, for like 90 minutes and does the whole thing. It's amazing. I can't wait to see it live. I've seen clips of it, And there's a movie. He filmed the whole movie. They made it into a movie now. You can actually watch.
Oh, the one man.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, they made
I'd
it
love
into
to
a
see
movie.
that.
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know
If you
that.
go on
It's
his
on-
website, you'll see it. Yeah, it's
Okay.
there. But yeah, we're very excited for that. So yeah, we were surprised too, and we said, you know what? The right thing to do here is not do a show on that day.
Oh, absolutely.
Because St.
Yeah.
James is a little close to Riverhead anyway,
Yeah.
if you ask me.
Right.
And then I said, you know what? Then let's also go see him.
Yeah.
So that's
Right.
what we're going to do. Several
Nice.
of us.
Yeah, I bought my tickets for August 2nd. You did too, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
but August 2nd is going to be amazing. That's going to be fantastic.
Really,
Yeah.
really looking forward to that. This is, and I really can't thank you enough. That was very nice what you're doing, and we could definitely use some funds, and
Yeah.
and it'll go to good use. And then actually that too, at some point, if any of you guys ever want to come to see one of our programs, or take part in anything we're doing, we're playing. In fact, August 2nd during the day, we're having the participants against the parents softball game.
Wow.
So
okay.
if you want to bring a glove, come on down.
All right.
That's in Massapequa, so it's nice and close to Belmore.
Yeah.
Yes, we're doing right. Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
let's
that
take
said day. Yeah.
And then get all those people and
Right.
bring them over to get a bus.
Yeah.
I can get a bus for you if you'd like. Get them all over to Belmore and get,
Right.
get them.
Don't
in
even need a
seats.
bus. Where we play, just like the Belmore Theater, it is right across the street from the
Oh,
train
that's
station.
amazing. That's
So
amazing.
walk right over. It's only 2 train stops.
That's
Right,
terrific.
That's,
That's
it.
great.
You might not even have to pay. By the time they come collect tickets, you might be off the
But
train.
get your tickets now, though. That performance is going to sell out. That
Oh,
August
without a
2nd
doubt.
performance.
Now that we know
that,
he's definitely
that theater
coming.
holds about 300 and change. but
Yes,
it's going to
correct.
sell
Wow.
out. Yeah.
It's such a great place. I love
Yeah.
that theater. I've actually I've premiered some movies I've done there, and the live theater. They have bands, they have comedy. Such a great place. Really looking forward to that. And again, can't thank you enough for all of that. Let me see.
If you don't mind me saying,
sure.
Tony and I have had many conversations about community theater, and most of my work throughout my adult life has been with community theater. And I think it's the most beautiful thing on Long Island. People don't realize how wonderful community theater is, because it is all volunteer. But you do find very talented people, and I'm not just talking about the performers, the people that build the sets, that direct, that do the choreography, all that stuff. I think sometimes it's better than a regional house, because a regional house is obviously they're there to make money. It's not a true nonprofit like what you're doing. So
Yeah.
I have a big affinity for.
Well, thank you, Michael. Appreciate that.
But it's a tough life. We touched upon it
Very
briefly
tough.
before.
Very, very
A
tough.
lot of these theaters, we mentioned a lot of them are struggle to survive, because if you're not doing a popular musical, if you're not doing Neil Simon, nobody comes.
No,
nobody.
Yeah, I mean the plays themselves, right? So there's the art aspect of it, and then there's the business aspect of it,
Right,
right?
right.
And as again as a co-founder and president and of this company, I have to build a business, right? I have to do that too. So we try to stick with the immensely popular. It's going to be a draw because our mission is to raise money, right? So the more people we can bring, the more money we raise. But we say our tagline at Lighthouse is art where art meets impact, right? So, and we talk about having an impact both on and off the stage, right? So that's our mission, is to stage works that will not only impact you when you're sitting there watching it, right? Have an impact in the theater, but then have an impact off the stage in the local community for organizations like SNU, right?
Right,
So
yeah.
that's our mission. That's what we try to do. So we just did a play. It was our first, I'll call it our first straight play. It's called Birthday Candles, a play you've never heard of.
Right.
Right. We did do a play. The first show we did was technically a play. It was Peter and the Starcatcher.
Oh, okay.
But that's a
Yeah.
playsicle.
Yeah.
I call it a playsicle because
Yeah.
it's a musical. It's a play with
Yeah.
musical numbers
Tony's
embedded
face.
in it.
Oh,
I
okay.
coined a
Yeah.
phrase. It's not. It's not
A playsicle.
it literally,
Yeah.
it's huge chunks of a play, and then all of a sudden there's a musical number.
Yeah.
Right. It does have a few embedded in it, but technically it's a play. But anyway, the first straight play was this Birthday Candles, which is a 90-minute show that my wife saw Deborah Messing on Broadway do it, and it's this woman's life She ages from 17 to 107 through these 90 minutes. There are no costume changes. There are no blackouts.
Oh, wow.
There are no scene changes. The whole thing just goes and goes and goes. It all happens in a kitchen where she bakes a birthday cake for her birthday every year. So when you flash into, you're getting a window into this woman's kitchen, like 5 years later, 10 years later, whatever it is. And it just continues to do that. And my wife, Cammie, actually played Ernestine, who is the central character.
Nice.
Never leaves the stage. I mean, it's amazing. But it is a poignant, I mean, there's not a dry eye in the house when we do this play. It's amazing. It's funny, has its funny moments, but it's a dramedy. Right, so it's a dramatic comedy, and it really has its, but the impact it has on you. So that's part of what we do, is to bring art like that that you wouldn't ordinarily see. But those houses were very, very light. They were very, very light.
But and that's the thing, and that's exactly what I was thinking. You mentioned like the Landmark, great theater. I've seen a ton of shows there, but it's up in Port Washington, which is not. There's really no. There's hardly any direct ways to get there. It's depending on traffic, it could be a 20 minutes to a half hour north of the LIE.
Right.
Where Belmore, you just take the train and you're right there. So a play like that could be hard to fill, because not only does nobody know it, but it's so hard. Where a Bronx Tale, you do that at the Landmark, you might fill it up because it's a well-known place. It's a very tricky thing.
Yeah, or Anastasia, or one of those. Yeah. We looked at it for Anastasia, but next year we'll keep an eye on it. We'll find the right play. But to your point, that one is got to be the more popular. But we did Into the Woods. We can make art anywhere. We did Into the Woods in this children's day camp theater in Freeport. I'm telling you, where. And they worked with us, right? They knew what we were doing. They know we're a nonprofit ourselves. They know we're raising money for nonprofits. So they gave us a reasonable rate to rent the building. And that's what we did. We rented the entire building when it wasn't summer camp season. And we took it over for like 3 months. And we did rehearsals there, and we transformed them, hung our lights, right? Plugged in our sound system, build our sets, facaded the stage, like we did everything, painted, right, the whole 9 yards. And we made art there. And Long Island Coalition for the Homeless came there. We did a food drive for them there.
That's great.
We collected a lot of non-perishable items for them, a lot for their pantry. And they came to every performance. They had a table in the lobby. They handed out pamphlets. People had questions for them. Talked to them. I mean, they really, community building, I cannot overstate the amount of community building that we're able to do with some of these things.
That's fantastic.
Just connect the charity with the local community, and that's what we do. So if we found the right charity in Port Washington or North Shore, let's say, right, that would be the right fit there. And we would look for stuff. We try to meet the charity where they are.
Right.
That at the moment we can do that. We don't have a theater home, although we would love to have a theater home.
Yeah, of course. Sure.
If anybody's got deep pockets out there, if anybody wants to donate a theater home and put your name on it or something, I don't know. But be part of raising money for local nonprofits, because that will always be in our DNA.
So the plan is to offer Chaz a spot on the board. And,
I was hoping he'd hop up there and do it. You want to do Act 2, Chaz? Come out there. You just want to sing one of the great ones? That'd be great.
Listen,
I'd love to see that.
Get him up on stage. Well, you just, I'm assuming you're going to mediate it. Just grab his, reach into his pocket, grab his wallet while he's talking.
From what I'm not going to claim to know the guy really well. I've never spoken to him directly. I've only spoken to his assistant. But I will tell you that from what I see, from what I hear, he's got a podcast himself, by the way. He's a podcaster.
Yeah, I've seen some of it.
And he just seems like the most generous guy.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
don't think I'd have to pry too hard, but he does a lot. He does a lot. So it's great. It must be tough when you're a celebrity. People know you have money, right? But, I think celebrities, they have their own passions of what they want to support. And you can see there's a lot of them that do that. And it's amazing to see that they do it. And the fact that he's even supporting us with his time, right? And being able, and putting his foundation's, partnership into this, right? Because that's what's going to happen. We're raising money for his foundation. His foundation is going to cut a check to us and you. That's essentially how this is a three-way situation, which we've never done before. But every one of these is unique.
Yeah.
We look at typically we meet with the charity ahead of time. We consider them. We get on a Zoom with them. We say, hey, is this a fit? Right? This is the timing. This is the show. What do you think? Right? That's typically how we do it.
Yeah.
And then here's, what would make it really successful if you, as the charity, participated in these ways. And those ways are typically promoted on your social media, right? If you got some sort of Constant Contact or MailChimp, right? Send out
we do the email blast.
Some mail blast to people, right?
Yep.
You help us promote it, right? And then, that will be win-win for both of us because we'll get more people, you'll get more money,
right,
and more awareness.
Right.
That's how it typically works.
We're always amazed. Like you said, you didn't know we existed. We get parents all the time, in the special needs community in Nassau County, that said, we had no idea you guys were around.
And the fact that you're the only one in the country that has a special needs unit, so that tells me a couple of things. First of all, we want to keep that going, right? There must be a reason why other geographies don't have one. It's probably not easy to maintain. So I'm thrilled that we're helping you raise money
and
to
we're
keep
thrilled
that
too.
going.
Thank you. Yeah.
It also tells me, man, I wish there was a way I could help jumpstart something like that in, I don't know, New Jersey or Pennsylvania or something, because it sounds like it really could. It's probably a need that's not being filled right now.
Sure.
So, but I'm thrilled you're filling it on Long Island.
You
Because,
talk to Chaz,
again,
take Bronx Tale on the road.
Yeah.
Nationwide, traveling.
Sure.
Nice.
Yeah. I'd love to. I'd love to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
And we, you mentioned that, you usually meet with the charities, and which we really, this is the first time, we're meeting. This is the first time that we're really even speaking. It was all emails. So, I don't know, do we need to fill you in on what we do? Should we have our meeting now?
I think that would be wonderful. I mean, if you could, But I think that, you and, I'm sorry, Frank, right? Officer
Frank Holguin,
Officer Holguin, and others will come and, fill the audience in.
Yes.
Right? That's the real model, is that the charity comes, and when the audience hears directly from the charity, they're more apt to reach in their pocket. Right? When they hear the impact statement, right? Because who could tell it better? Now, for birthday candles, that was a small organization, and they didn't have a lot of people. And they said, Tony, we can't come to all your shows. And I said, fine, give me the information. I'll talk to the audience on your behalf. So I advocated for the charity.
Sure. That's nice.
Talked about what they did and some of the statistics of homeless children and yada yada. But those are the kind of things that people should understand, right? And again, I don't want people to think, you come to a Lighthouse show, they're going to beg you for money. Everybody's got their own. Just by coming, you're helping. Just by buying a ticket, you're getting entertained, but you're also helping us support.
Like you said, it's raising awareness.
Yeah.
It's exposure.
Yeah, but
absolutely.
for those people who are able to and have a, if it hits them because that particular charity, is something that they feel, something towards, they'll add money to it. Or people love 50-50 raffles.
Oh,
right?
sure.
You're getting something out of that.
Oh, so you do stuff like that at the show?
We do, yes.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of theater companies, they'll do the 50-50, then they take the money. We do the 50-50 and we give the money to the charity.
Sure.
Right? We figure that's another way to help us, add to whatever we're able to raise for the charity.
Very nice.
So yeah, we typically can raise, it really depends, but $100 or so a
Sure.
night, just doing that for the
Right.
charity. And some people donate it back.
Right.
Or donate
that's
some
a
of it
common
back.
thing, yeah.
They go, okay, well, I spent $20 on lottery on 50-50 tickets. I made 100. Here's 80 back for the charity.
Sure.
Or they'll give you all of it. Some people
Right.
do that.
Yeah.
No obligation, but they do.
And I will tell you that some parents have told me that they are going. So, like Harvey bought tickets for that.
Yeah.
Terrific. Terrific.
Yeah,
That's
so-
great.
so
You're
it's
gonna
working.
you can enjoy the show, number one.
Oh, absolutely,
And number
yeah.
two,
Oh,
you
sure,
obviously, it's great to have the support. That's fantastic.
Yeah, and we can't thank you enough, and we're really looking forward to this. Very excited about it. We have a few minutes left. I do want to switch gears for a second because I know, doing my research, because, as the good host that I am, I know we're dealing with, well, like we mentioned, 2 veterans, which is fantastic. However, I think before a bond is formed between the 2 veterans, I think I'm going to ruin that right now.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Which branch?
So I know on the
Army.
end,
Army. Yeah.
on the end here, and right here, we have some Yankee fans.
Right.
1,000%.
Okay. So let me ask you this.
Sure.
I mean, it doesn't have to be Yankees, but I'm going to stick with that since we're dealing with Yankee fans. How do you feel about people who are Yankee fans and then, like, at some point switch to a different team? What's your feeling on that?
I don't get it. I don't get people who just. I don't get people who live within 100 miles of Yankee Stadium that aren't Yankee fans.
Oh, so you're a Mets hater?
No, I'm not a Mets hater. I will say, I always root for the Mets.
Oh.
Right up to the point where they're playing the Yankees.
Okay, all right.
I root for a Subway Series every year.
Yeah.
I hope that the Mets get to the World Series every year until the Yankees are no longer in it. And then I hope the Mets don't do better than the Yankees.
Right.
But as long as the Yankees are successful, I'm always rooting that the Mets are just as successful because I want that Subway Series. Always.
If someone said to you, "I'm a Yankee," who used to be a Yankee fan, and said, I think I'm switching to the Mets," are you no longer talking to that person? Is that person dead to you?
Sports isn't worth no longer talking to them, but
work with me.
I'm gonna be like, do you need to see somebody? Like, I could get you some help. Because that's a mental that sounds like something you need to go see a shrink.
I mean, because if you guys, why would you do that? At any point, if you guys want to just reach over and smack him in the face, because he's defected from the Yankees and he's become a Mets fan.
Really?
Yeah, okay.
And why? Well, I got to ask why.
It's a quick story. First of all, for years and years and years, going to Yankee games, I hated the fans. Wherever I went in Yankee Stadium, the fans were always negative, and it was just, I didn't want to be a part of it.
Okay.
So I went to a playoff game in 2008. They played the Tigers. I went to the first game, and we were right near A-Rod on the third base side, up a level, on the second level, and the section was just so effing nasty. And the Yankees won, and it was just win or die. I don't want to be part of it. I don't want to be labeled, and I'm not making fun of anybody. I'm not judging anyone. So Tony breaks my chops. All my friends break my chops because the girlfriend that I have is a big lifelong Mets fan. But this has been going on for about 20 years for me. So it's has slowly changed. I have morphed. I love Citi Field.
Right.
It's such a different atmosphere.
Oh, well, it's easier. It's certainly more convenient.
Yankee Stadium is just very corporate to me. It's very serious. It's just win or die.
Wow.
There's no...
Ever since George Steinbrenner passed away,
it's
the
been
Yankees
different.
have not been the same.
No,
ever
agreed.
since
They have.
Ever since
They have not. You're right.
Ever
They
since
haven't.
Stick Michaels passed, he was no longer part of the organization. He was Gene Stick Michaels.
Yeah.
He was no longer recruiting for
What a great scout he was.
Scouting.
He was a great scout.
It hasn't been the same.
No.
And my son and I, it's funny, we had this conversation literally the other day. By the way, since you did your homework, you must know the other sport that I follow.
Soccer?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we talked about that. But we were actually on our way back from the Club World Cup, watching the team that we actually root for probably as passionately as the Yankees these days, which is Chelsea. Chelsea of England. So we're big Premier League fans and soccer fans, and Chelsea's our team. But we were talking about the Yankees, and he said, "Dad, I just haven't been following them." He said, "I don't even know that team." He goes, "I understand there's changes, but like, I feel like every year it's like I said, I feel the same way. I used to be a 162 game a year guy.
That's me.
Every day I'd have the TV on, be watching.
Yep.
But then I kind of fell out of love a little bit. I'll always be a Yankee fan, but the dynasty that was, the core four and Joe Torre and that whole era, Mariano Rivera, and I mean, look, just keep going, right? Derek Jeter. I mean, that's just iconic, and not these flamboyant superstars or whatever, but really just good guys, right? Who came up. Most of them came up through the organization,
like Aaron Judge. I followed him.
Yeah. And I said,
closely,
I just want them to win a World Series for Judge. He deserves to be a World Series winner.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Sure.
He deserves to be one. And it's a shame, but getting back, he said, I just don't know the players anymore.
He's not going to win one. He's not going to win.
I said, same thing. I saw an alert the other day, 3 home runs in one game. I said, Cody Bellinger. When did he become a Yankee?
Yeah,
I had no idea. I was like, man, miss a little, miss a lot, right?
Yep, absolutely.
But look, I don't think that the current ownership and management has the same level of drive to win that George Steinbrenner instilled.
Well, nobody had.
No, I did, but
polarizing as he was.
But Tony, I could deal with that. Like Met fans, they've been tortured their whole life, right? I could deal with a subpar team. I'm a big Los Angeles Rams fan, lifelong.
Okay.
I was born in L.A.
Okay.
I live and die with them, right? And they were bad for many years, and I still never gave up on them. But it's not the team; it's the fans. It's the fans. It's the stadium.
So it's Tony and Joe is basically what you're saying.
No, these happen to be nice. Have you ever been to a Yankee game? I'll ask either one of you, and you just notice it's just so dark. It's negative. It's like, F you.
I guess it depends on where you sit, because that hasn't been my experience.
Yeah,
what jersey you wearing? Look, if you come to a Yankee game wearing a Mets jersey, don't expect lollipops and rainbows. I'm sorry, you ain't gonna get them.
Right. No. You're right.
You gotta look. It has not been my experience.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that I haven't witnessed some bad behavior,
Sure, right.
especially
But that's
towards
any-
a fan of the other team.
Right, any ballpark.
Like it's a not in our house kind of mentality.
Right.
Right. When you're coming into, if you're rooting for the other team and you're wearing their hat or their jersey, my son and I, a few years ago, for spring break, I decided we're going to do a tour of opening days. Okay, he had the time off. I took some time off, and I said we're gonna go. And we went to Yankee opening day, Yankee Stadium. We went to Mets opening day at Citi Field, and we went to Boston opening day.
Oh,
at
that's cool!
Fenway.
Wow.
All right, so those were the 3 we could time, and they were local enough, and we did it.
Yeah.
All pretty much in the same week. It was opening week.
Wow,
during
that's
spring
cool.
break, and we went to Boston.
Yeah.
I had my Yankee shirt underneath my jacket, and I told my son, "Don't wear anything Yankees."
Oh,
don't wear it.
kill
Don't
you.
wear
Yeah,
it.
there, no.
Don't wear it. We had great seats. Okay, at Fenway Park. It was amazing, beautiful park. I don't want him to see it. I wanted him to experience
Oh
it.
yeah, Fenway's awesome.
And they weren't playing the Yankees. They were playing some other random team. I can't remember who it was.
Yeah.
Might have been the Athletics. I don't know. I can't remember. But anyway, that would have made sense because that's a National League team. But I don't remember, and it doesn't matter. And it wasn't until the end when he was like, Dad, I want to see some of the stadium. So we're walking around.
Sure.
We go all the way up to the top, and there's like maintenance security guys up there, and we're chatting with them. And they're asking me questions. They go, "You're not a Yankees fan, are you?" And I go,
Well, wow.
but that was it, just to them. Like
just to
just
them.
look, I could have been all brash. I'm like, yeah, I'm walking in here with my
Right.
swag on, but then
Right.
what? I'm getting into a fist fight in front of my
Exactly.
son.
Yeah,
you got to be smart about
I
these
did. I
things.
I'm a diehard Mets fan. I'm not a Yankee hater at all. I love. There's so many great players, so much great history that I just think it's silly to hate the Yankees. But I'm a Mets diehard. I did wear a Mets shirt to a Yankee game once at Yankee Stadium.
And they weren't playing the Mets.
Mets, Yankees.
No, they weren't playing.
yeah,
No, they weren't playing
yeah,
the Mets.
yeah.
It was who were they? I don't even remember who they were playing. But I survived, and it was actually nobody. When I walked in, the usher because this is back when they still tear the tickets up.
Yeah.
The usher said to me, he "Goes, you got a lot of guts coming in here with that."
Yeah.
He's the only one that said anything to me the whole time.
Yeah.
I was
Nobody.
surprised.
I mean,
Where were you sitting?
we had. It was actually I went for a bachelor party, so we had a suite.
Okay.
So yeah, I wasn't sitting in the actual stands.
That's the thing.
Oh,
like,
so you weren't in the
Probably
if you're in
what
the
saved me,
if
yeah.
you're in the bleachers,
The
right?
bleachers.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, the
So if you're sitting
yeah.
behind home plate, down low, it's a different group of people.
It's a
Right.
different.
If you're up
vibe.
in the nosebleeds, or you're in the bleachers, or you're in the cheaper seats,
Yeah. Right.
that's a different group of people.
Different.
You're
It
going to
sure
get.
is.
You're going to get more of the attitude you're talking about,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But man, there's nothing. Especially the old Yankee Stadium.
Oh,
Yeah.
There's
it
nothing
was
like being in
vicious.
the old Yankee Stadium
Agreed.
during a playoff game and watching, feeling it shake when the Yankees are scoring or winning. It's like, it's just it's not. You're not watching something. You're experiencing something.
Yeah,
It's just amazing, right?
We had the same thing.
Hey, you've been there, right?
We had the same thing at Shea, but it shook so bad you thought it was going to actually crumble.
Well, and that one might have.
All right, so we are a few minutes away. G.D. Fenderson is going to be joining us in a few minutes. One more thing I do with all my guests. I want to do this with you before we shift gears. Again, in my stalking, trying to put all my questions together.
He scares me. I don't know what he's going to pull out now.
Well, I'm going to mention some names of mutual friends that we have on Facebook.
Okay.
You can say whatever you want to say about these people. You don't have to say anything at all. You might not even know who I'm talking about. So yeah, I'm just going to throw some
So I
names
can say
at you.
pass.
You can, absolutely. First name I'm throwing at you is Stevie GB.
Oh, love Stevie. He's great.
He's a good dude.
Super great dude.
Yes.
Absolutely great dude.
Just was with him this weekend filming.
So
filming the movie.
I can tie you into Lighthouse and Stevie. So we did an event for Celebrate St. James to help them raise money.
Yeah.
It was one of our biggest money makers because it wasn't a licensed show. It was a variety show. It was a cabaret style show. So I had my Lighthouse actors come and sing some songs and do whatever.
Oh, that sounds
he
fun.
came and he did comedy as well. And it was called St. James Has Talent. And we pulled in local St. James talent along with Lighthouse people, and Stevie came to support them. And it was terrific. And
That
he's
guy is
also played.
nonstop.
He's played at that venue too, at the Calderon Theater. He's got a little group. I think they're called
the Retirement Village.
the
people.
Retirement Village people, and they came and they did a whole thing over there.
Yep.
So yeah,
He's a lot of fun. Well, we mentioned John Blend, so I'll skip
yeah,
him.
John's great.
Stephen Goldstein.
Stephen Goldstein. So I know a couple of Stephen Goldsteins. I don't know which
that's
one
funny.
that is. Yeah.
Well, he's a musician.
Yeah. So Steve used to music direct the Plaza, and I would.
Oh,
I know
yeah.
Steve from that.
Okay.
Yeah. For
That's
sure.
going back a little bit,
Yeah,
right? Yeah,
for sure. The old Plaza, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Greg Halverson.
Yeah, Greg, great guy, Greg.
Yeah.
So I directed a show called Pandemonium. It was a sequel to Peter Pan, original play written by Claude Sulnick. So I don't know if you know Claude, but he's a prolific playwright. Writes for Newsday, does a few things. He runs along on Theater Info on Facebook.
Sure. Okay.
So great guy. And he, I directed at Theater for the New City in New York City, and Greg came in and he played Smee, which was the villain of the piece. Yeah.
I tell him all the time. He is nonstop. That guy is in everything.
Yeah. I love Greg. He's
Oh,
great. Talented
one of the nicest
man,
guys.
but
Yeah.
also good man.
Yeah.
Warm-hearted man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He's watching, by the way.
Oh, hi.
Bobby Ritigliano.
Oh my God! Now you're really like this.
I grew up with Bobby.
This is random stuff. Now.
Oh, totally random.
So I know Bobby from my old my original IBM days. So I know we didn't talk about my.
Oh, you're
career,
an IBM guy?
25-year veteran of IBM.
Wow.
So yeah. So after I left the military, I went to work at IBM in Melville. Actually, we used to have a delivery center in Melville, and Bobby Ritigliano worked there with us.
Oh, very nice.
And that's how I met. Bobby.
So that was
We
like in the
interacted.
service and stuff. That was your specialty, like IT types.
Correct.
Are you a
Correct.
spy?
Signal Corps.
Are you a spy?
Oh, you're
Yeah,
a
no.
Signal Corps.
Signal Corps. I tell people I wasn't airborne, I was chairborne.
Story of my life.
Yeah.
Except for I'm a fat bastard. I got actually a bunch of names. I'm going to skip through
All
some.
right. Well, yeah, this is new and now.
Let's see. Brian McGowan.
Oh, Brian. Okay. I went to high school with Brian.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Great
Yeah.
actor himself.
Absolutely.
Yeah. George Gallo.
George Gallo. Yeah. Another guy.
Crazy comedian.
From high school. Yeah.
Oh, another guy from high
I'm
school.
pretty
really?
sure George went to Center H. I'm pretty sure that's how I know
It's
him.
not all there, man. He's,
yeah.
He's crazy. Joe Corcoran.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. The original Tony and Tina's Wedding creator, right? Yeah.
Great
So
guy.
I know Joe through a connection of mine at IBM, Gary Arnold. So
Okay.
Gary Arnold knows a good friend of Joe's. They know each other, and I did a show in the city called Five Boroughs. Another original play where I played a wise guy, and Gary came to see it. And he's like, "You got to connect with Joe because he does this thing called Tony and Tina's Wedding. You'd be perfect for that." So Joe and I've never actually met Joe in person.
Oh, okay.
We went.
Such a great
We
guy.
are Facebook. We are a true Facebook relationship there, where we've messaged each other back and forth. And he actually brought Tony and Tina's Wedding back to Long Island for like a reunion show
At the Suffolk Theater.
No, that was a zombie thing. I thought.
No,
Or
the
maybe
Suffolk-
they might
the Suffolk
do
Theater
real one.
first.
But they did something in Bayshore. I can't remember.
Oh,
what it was.
okay, sorry.
And it was like a fundraiser, I think, for something. And he was going to write a part in for me.
Oh, nice.
Because that he had already cast the show, and I was like, "Oh, you got anything for me?" It's like, "I'll write you in," but then like the timing didn't work out and everything else. But just like he's sort of like a friend, in that way.
Great man.
Yeah,
Definitely a good guy to
But he
get
just,
to know.
Again, completely just drawn to each other.
Yeah.
In
He's
artistically and friend wise.
Yeah, he's a good friend.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
really like Joe a lot. All right, I have one more name. Again, I had a lot more on this
Okay.
list. But the last name I have, and again, this was mutual friends. So you're friends with this guy on Facebook. His name is Michael Kaplan.
Michael Kaplan. I'm gonna draw a blank on my.
But you are Facebook friends with him.
Okay, it's very possible. Oh,
You two are Facebook
how are we
friends.
Facebook friends, Michael?
Well, I
Did you even know this?
No, because our friend requested him, but I don't believe you answered.
No, but I'm saying
I must have now.
no, you
because
must
he
have.
said
'Cause,
we're
you're
friends.
friends on
Oh,
Facebook.
okay.
But I'm asking, like, did you request it out of this, or did you already know Tony?
No, out of this.
Oh, okay.
Out of this.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so I don't feel so bad now. But now I can say I know Michael.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you
Well,
go.
yeah, Mike,
Yeah.
a great actor himself.
You know what? I probably saw it, and then I probably saw your connection here, and I said, okay. accept.
Oh, gotcha.
That was recent.
Yeah.
That's very recent.
Yeah.
Yeah, last Wednesday.
Yeah. There
Oh,
you go.
okay, there you go.
There you go.
All right. So again, we're gonna get to GD, but just again, I'm gonna post I've posted the flyer already, but I'll post on the comments here at some point, and I'll post it like crazy on Facebook. For the show,
The link for the tickets.
The link for the
it's
tickets. at
Lighthouse
Bronxtown.
Theater. Theater spelled TRE at the end. THEATRE.
Like it.
Lighthouse
Right.
Theater Company.
The real way to spell it.
.com
Yeah.
for the arts. Yes,
For the arts,
absolutely.
yes.
Yeah.
Really looking forward to that. Can't thank you
Yeah.
enough for that.
Thanks for having me. This was
anytime,
great.
anytime. So GD is in there waiting. You're sticking around, or
No, I'm gonna
Okay.
take off. Yeah.
Tony,
Great.
thank you very
Yes,
much.
yes, yes,
Really
yes.
appreciate it.
Great, super. This was a great
Absolutely.
experience, guys.
Cool.
Thank you. Thank you.
All
so
right,
much.
and
All the
we'll
best.
Yeah.
we'll see
All
you
the
again
best.
for
Definitely
sure.
See you. That's it.
All right.
Good to meet you.
Good to meet you too.
Thank you.
All right. Let's see.
Musical chairs.
No, I mean, if you want, yeah. You know what? Fine. Go ahead. Yeah.
All right.
And thank you, Tony.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. So, all right. So, GD, thanks for waiting, pal.
Hey, no sweat, no sweat. I was enjoying myself. Okay, all right, masturbating, same thing.
I knew it. I freaking knew that's exactly what you were going to say. We were dealing with a classy classy theater guy who's promoting his shows, and then we just go to GD who's talking about masturbating.
Well, the only reason why Mike left it because that bastard owes me some money from the last time the Yankees played. Oh, never mind. Let's just say he has a gambling problem. Okay.
Well, and that's the other thing with then going to you that I never have any idea what the hell you're talking about. So, so GD Fenderson is here. Hi, pal.
Hey, how's it going, Mike?
Yeah, that Mike is here, and then that's
GD.
that's
That's Tony.
No, the guy that left was named Tony.
I know.
Oh, you knew that. See, like I said, I never know what GD's talking
No,
about.
I have notes down here, but like I said, that was very rude. Like GD's comes, I got to get out of here. I'm gone. And did he take Joe with him?
No, Joe is here.
I'm here.
Oh, I see Joe. Okay.
Joe
I
is
just don't
here,
see him on the Zoom thing.
Oh yeah, on the Zoom camera itself, you can only see me and Mike, but yeah, Joe's here. If you look on the live feed, you'll see Joe as well.
Yeah. Hey, Joe.
Hey.
Yeah. No, I appreciate you and everything you've done, for the community, especially your work with the PLO. I am a big. The charitable work that you do is it just goes without. It's a thankless job. I'm just saying.
Oh.
I'm thanking you because it's a thankless
Well,
job.
thank you, pal. It is, yeah.
you guys do is
it's
a
definitely a thankless job, especially because there's a lot of babysitting involved, a lot, and even
Yeah. I mean, it keeps you busy, and the method keeps you so busy that sometimes you forget to mention Ann and Andrea in the chat room, and they get upset.
Oh, is that what's going on? I haven't looked at the comments because I was too busy talking to Tony. I haven't looked at the comments yet. All right, let me take a look.
I'm just busting your chops because I saw that they were like.
I'm sure they are. So Alyssa Wexler was saying hi to Tony. I'm assuming she was saying hi to Tony Chiofalo because I don't know who Alyssa is. But if you were saying hi to me, hi back. Friender is here. Andrea, I'm taking a break from mowing my lawn. Andrea, you're not supposed to be mowing your lawn.
That's right,
You're
she's
in trouble.
not. Yeah.
She had that foot surgery. You
Yep.
stop that.
Unless she's on a ride-on mower.
Which I don't think she is. Anybody want to fly to Dallas
Well,
and
she
finish?
could be. She could be sitting on someone's lap on the ride-on mower, which gives it a whole different sensation.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a whole different conversation. Let's see. So everybody's saying hi. Romeo Rusiello, my hat is off to you, Tony C. You're a great man. Wishing you all the health and success. All right, that's very nice. Let's see. Everybody's See, can Fremder, can Mike look any more dissatisfied? Yeah, see, and John's yelling at Andrea too. You're not allowed to mow the lawn. Yeah, and she admits, I'm not allowed, but I can't afford to pay someone right now. Come on, there's got to be someone that's willing to do it that you don't have to pay.
And this is where creativity comes in. You have a guy come up with a riding mower and say, "Look, I can't pay you, but I'll sit on your lap while you're doing the grass."
Oh.
He's a twisted individual.
Yeah, I love it.
Really,
I love it.
Look, I'm just trying to save her money, okay? I'm just trying to save her some money and get the work done.
Well, Fremder actually has a good idea. Random thought, why don't they make a Roomba to cut lawns? That's actually pretty good.
They do. They do.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they yes.
It's battery operated, absolutely.
Yes.
Oh, we're still talking about the Roomba.
The Roomba.
Well, it's not called Roomba, but yeah, it's the same thing. They're automated. They're automated
lawnmowers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So maybe we'll get Tony to do another show.
They're expensive, though.
I bet they are.
And in my yard, it would be totally useless. I have like 2.5 acres.
You have 2.5 acres?
What are you growing reindeer?
I have the small yard. I have the small yard in my neighborhood.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, and it's mainly because, and I feel cheated about this because if I was married to a black woman, they would have given me all 40 acres. But because I have a white wife, they only gave me 2.5.
Oh, God.
And I call bullshit on that. Okay.
Are you raising livestock on those? I don't know.
Well, that explains why you have the 2 acres, because there's no way it was yours. So it's your wife's.
No, it's ours.
Well, now it is because you're married.
Yeah. No, we moved in it. Before we got together, she lived in Maine and she had like She had like maybe 2 or 3 acres in Maine.
Yeah.
But most of it was unusable because it was woods. I mean like real woods, like trees that are growing like 60, 70, 80 feet tall. And so her actual yard was probably like 1/4 of an acre. And where I was living, where we met, my actual yard was like 1.75 acres. Not that I'm, could have been 1.74, 1.76, but I'm going to just say 1.75. And so we got together, and she married me for my acreage, if you know what I'm saying. She goes, I want a man with a lot of acreage, you know what I'm saying? And so, and then we moved up. We sold that place. We moved to Florida for like a few months.
Yeah.
Because she thought she'd like it, and then she hated it. But by that time, the house was sold and gone, and we moved back up here. And we picked this spot because we had a cat that came outside, and she wanted to make sure the cat didn't. I know. We went like $100,000 above our budget. Well, not above our budget, but above the price we agreed we'd pay. We sat down, we had this heart-to-heart, we talked money, and I said, honey, if we get a house above this amount, and something happens to you, I won't be able to live in it by myself. I'd have to move or like get a sugar mama. And so we had a cap so that, if something happened that both of us could afford the house. But instead, we had a cat. She goes, I want the cat to be happy, and he needs lots of land so he can, do cat shit. And so we buy the house. We buy this house, which is and we paid $100,000. We went $100,000 above what we agreed on.
Wow.
So now if something happens, she can afford the place by herself, but I have to move out or get a sugar mama if something should happen.
That's a lot of cat love that you guys
Yeah, and
went.
the cat died 6 months into living here.
Oh, God, the cat
6 months. 6 months.
We're sitting here laughing. I
know,
should be
I'm
saying,
sorry.
that's terrible.
Sorry,
We lost the cat.
lost
That's
your
a shame.
kitty
Believe
cat.
me, I laugh about it too. It's I love the cat, and unfortunately, he was probably my best friend. And that's sad because I'm supposed to be like a very charming person, but when you're supposed to be I'm supposed to be a humorist, and I don't make friends. I don't make friends easily. I don't. I have trust issues. And if they don't, if people don't laugh at my jokes, I don't trust them, and so I don't trust anybody because nobody laughs.
Oh my goodness! Wow. So all right. So Fremda says, "Nice shirts, everyone." All the way to the right, we have nighttime. Then we.
That's why you were looking at my shirt.
Yes, that's exactly why I looked at your shirt. And then if you go all the way to the left, we have a cloudy day. Next one was early morning, which was Tony. Yeah, I guess it was. And then Mike looks like he just drove through a solar farm.
I don't understand.
You don't understand?
No, I don't understand.
Ann says she loves baseball. Andrew's a big Yankee fan, even though she's in Texas. I went to the Rams Pittsburgh Super Bowl, says Andrea.
Oh, 1979. The Steelers 131-19.
Wow.
Yeah. Still scarred.
And baseball crush was Tug McGraw, because Andrea said, and I'm going to screw up this name because I'm not familiar. She had a crush on Ferragamo.
Oh, Vince Ferragamo.
I don't.
Quarterback for the Rams. He was in the Super
familiar.
Bowl. Yeah.
I don't follow football as closely as I do baseball, but yeah, Ann says she had a crush on Tug McGraw.
What I knew about the Rams football, everything I know about the Rams football, I learned from Heaven Can Wait.
Oh, Warren Beatty. Yeah. That was a very strange movie.
Fremda says, after coffee with the dog, I crash and take a napo. Greg is watching. Greg, he agrees with everything we're saying about the Yankees.
Well, I appreciate Frenta for doing that, but I take my naps during the show.
Who was on today?
Oh my God! Well, this is kind of funny. We had a guy named Ray Vahey, who runs a company called BitChute, BITCHUT.
What?
CHUTE, and it's a company that's basically. It's a startup company that's that's competing with YouTube.
BitChute?
YouTube, yeah, BitChute. BIT. Now, if you look at the URL, it's like BitChute, like a utility bitch, but it's so. But the name was the same. But they sent us the wrong information, the wrong website for the guy, the publicist, and they sent us a website for a guy with the same name. But he's a fixer for right-wing people who get in trouble, like
what?
Like
what the hell is going on?
Yeah, like I'm trying to. Damn, that General Flynn, and the guy that went to jail for Trump, with the white hair, it looks like he should be a Monopoly guy. I can't remember his name now. Damn it. So we got the people mixed. The people were mixed up. So I was ready for a fight. I got all this right wing stuff that I was ready to bash this guy on, and I wound up apologizing to him because I said, look, I thought we got the wrong information, and I said, and I was going to pound you like a $5 whore.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, I see what you're saying. Andrea's calling me an ass because I'm ignoring the comments. John Rusiello came to my defense. Thank you, because he said I'm focusing on the guest, and yeah, he had a lot to say.
I have a Super Bowl story I can tell real quick. It only takes about 14 minutes, I think.
Well, the reason you're here today is because you have some stuff going on. So you tell us about what's going on this Saturday.
Okay, this Saturday I'm doing a show called Parodies, Nutsy Jokes, and Short Stories. I'm recording it live. I'm streaming it live from the SoGD Funny Comedy Bunker, my basement. Because what we do is, see, plausible.com is a site basically for comedians.
Okay.
And they can stream shows, stream virtual comedy shows, and I really believe in their product. And so whenever I can, I will stream a show. For that, not for them, but to kind of promote them.
What was it? What was the name again?
Plausible.com.
Plausible.com. Okay.
Yeah, there. People can see it if I move my head, but if I move my head.
Oh, it's right behind you. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'll move
Okay.
the bike also that way.
With the Z.
Yeah.
Two Z's.
Plausible.com.
Oh, two Z's.
Just like the movie The Streets.
Yeah, two Z's. Like when people are sleeping during my show. That'd be like 4 or 5 Z's.
So you're in your basement doing your comedy show, your stand-up show?
I have people. Believe it or not, people, I actually have I have regular fans, and what I do is
I doubt they're regular.
Well, no, okay, that's true. They're not regular in the sense that they have all their capacity, but they are allowed to drive vehicles. Let's say that, and they can vote. But other than that, so I have like 8 people. I invite 8 to 12 people to my basement so that I have a live audience to work to.
Oh, good. That's exactly why I asked. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Right, and then I stream the show because now I did this. I put the show together because I had a friend who was dying of cancer, and he says that he says, when are you going to do another theater show? I loved your shows, and I said I don't know, I don't have enough time to write, because I'm working on a 90-minute set, and that show's called Reopening Old Wombs, WOMBS, but that's not ready. So I was no way I could do that. But I wanted to do something for him, and I knew he was dying, so I put this together for him, and he died anyway. So he's not even going to see it.
What a prick!
I know. How dare him?
I know. And I already committed myself to doing this. And I can't say to people, well, he's dead, so I'm not going to do the show. I already promoted it. I'm just saying that's so inconsiderate. I did this just for him. And he dies. I know. That's.
Yeah, I'd be mad too. God damn.
How long ago did he die?
Oh, 10, 15.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay. So how does it work? People, is it like a pay thing? They pay a few bucks and they get to watch the. And it's
go to plausible.com and GD Fenderson. You have to join Plausible, but it's not like you pay to join. Basically, you're joining because they have like hundreds of comedians on that site, and you can pick comedians you want to follow. Whenever they show up on that site, they'll send you an email so you know that they're doing something on Plausible.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. And am I reading that right behind you? It's only $5.
$5 per device. Like I said, I was putting this together for a dying friend because I thought this would save his life. Okay, I really thought that if I did the show and I got enough laughs, it's kind of like applauding and then Tinkerbell gets her wings. I thought if I got enough laughs, the cancer would go away. I mean, I had good intentions. I wasn't, and also the price is a little because I'm trying to drive people toward Plausible. Because I want them to see, how good the product is, their service.
Sure.
So, that's the main reason I'm doing it like that. I mean, I could have charged them what I think I'm worth, but $1 doesn't seem feasible, and they have a $5 minimum. So,
-5.
Right. I was trying to, what I'm worth, but they have a $5 minimum. So I went as low as I could go, which is $4 more than I'm worth, but. What can I tell you?
Now, when when it's there, so they see it for $5, and then is it gone, or does it stay on their site?
Yes or no, that depends on me. If it's a good show, I'm going to hit record, and it'll be recorded on their site. And if it's a good show, they'll be able to see it again. If it sucks, I will erase every trace that it ever existed.
Well, and how will you judge if it's good or if it sucks? Going by audience interaction or audience reaction?
That's the beautiful thing. You can see. I will be able to see and hear up to 100 people in the audience. Well, now, and in real time. There's no delay.
Oh, cool.
There's no delay. That's the beauty of it. There's no delay. They see it in real time. They hear it in real time. Thank you, Joe. That's a very good question. Joe was over there asking the question. I appreciate it, Joe. Thanks. Joe wanted to know about.
What are you talking about, Joe?
Who's Joe?
He's
Joe?
in the corner, isn't he?
Joe, right over here. Yeah, he asked a question.
No, I'm just fucking.
I have no idea what's going on.
He hasn't said a word. I was just trying to make it.
Well, because somebody's talking about their show. That's what happens. One person speaks,
Yeah,
the
but
other,
he didn't get
the
to
rest
talk
of them.
last time either. When Mike was there, I didn't hear him say a word.
Tony.
Right. This is Mike.
I said Tony, didn't I? Oh, I'm sorry. You know what I did? I fucked up. I'm sorry, Mike. I scratched out Tony's name because he left.
Tony left.
Tony left. I scratched out his name, and so I'm looking down at what I can see, and I can see Mike and Joe, so I know who's left. But at any rate, it's a brain fart. I had a brain fart. I'm sorry, Mike. It's a brain fart. I know who you are.
It's all right, buddy.
You're the one who walked through the solar farm.
Right. Now, all right. So now you're also. What's going on? I see you're also in a movie.
TV series. TV series. They shot
a TV series.
They shot episodes 1 and 2, and they're trying to get it picked up. Well, they're going to shoot episodes 3 through 7 in a couple of months. And where it's going to be seen, I don't know. But the weirdest thing is they wanted me to do a bigger part than I got. They wanted me because they said that, you know, you seem like you're a good actor. Because of my comedy, they thought I'd be a good actor. And I said, no, I would be a terrible actor. I said, yes, I do act out and I can do characters, but those are my words, which I think are more precious than gold. Your words are doo-doo. I'm not going to memorize them.
Your words are doo-doo.
I know you shouldn't say that to the writer, but I was just trying to explain to them. I said, you don't want me for an actor. I will get the gist of it. But if they give me a script and like if they give me a, I was just trying to save them the heartache and lower their expectations. So they gave me a character who only had one word, and then a person who had 3 lines didn't show up the day of, you know. So they said, he calls me in, and I thought I was going to get fired from my one word, because I was also working back behind the scenes, because that was what I was just trying to help him out, because that's where a lot of the expense is. It's the crew, it's the gaffers and stuff like that.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Because a lot of actors, if they're, you know, they will work, you know, especially local actors, they'll work for not so much money because this is their craft and this is what they love, you know. But it's hard to get competent behind the scenes work like gaffers and stuff like that. So I was an assistant gaffer, or ass gaff as we say in the business. It's tech. That's what they call it, an ass gaff, which sounds like a wardrobe malfunction when you think about it. I had an ass gaff. You mean you farted? No.
Wow. Wow. All right, so you don't know.
Why am I wasting this here? I should be using this on the set.
Yeah,
Let me write that down. Ass gaff. Did somebody fart? No.
All right, so you don't even know when that's coming out or anything. Okay.
No, I don't know. I just know that they're in post-production right now. They wrapped on Sunday, but that was my first. I've done a few like web series stuff.
Yeah.
But this is the first time I had an actual table read. I'd never had an actual table read.
Oh,
with
that's
other
cool.
actors.
That is cool.
So there's no nudity involved? I thought maybe, you know, that's why they brought you
but
in.
they had me put my clothes back on because it wasn't in the script.
He just walked in that way? And you're like, okay, here I go.
Well, my character is a recovering addict, and he didn't tell me what. And I asked him. I said, "Well, what am I recovering from? Because that's going to make a difference as to how I, you know, act this out." And he says, "Well, you create your own background." And so I decided that my character was addicted to clothing, and so he had to quit the clothing cold turkey, and you know, and just walk in naked. And that wasn't one of the options apparently. You know, the options were heroin, alcohol, cocaine. Yep. The usual things that people get hooked on.
The usual things.
Oh yeah, and phonics. Yeah, and phonics.
Right. All right, so we just have a couple minutes, and I need to do all the other stuff. So it's plausible.com, plausible with 2 Z's. That's this Saturday. What time?
It's this Saturday at 7:30. Now I know people are thinking, wait a second, this is a black guy. It's not going to start at 7:30. That's not true. I do not celebrate CPT. Okay, I do not celebrate CPT. If I got anything from my white ancestry, it's how to be on time. So it will start at 7:30 promptly.
I will back you on that. Of all the black people I know, you are a very punctual gentleman. We last night we had a show in here last night, Hershey and the Keys, every Tuesday at 9. The guest, black guy named Sean Brown, great comedian, nice guy, but he was 10 minutes late.
Yeah. And this is the worst part is, I'm gonna let you in a little secret.
Yeah.
We can all tell time. Okay? So at some point somebody says to them when they're a kid, funny. You know, because they go to school and they're on time in school, and then all of a sudden someone says to them, you know, nobody's expecting you to be on time. What? And I kid you not, and I've seen this because my wife, who is a woman of whiteness and punctuality,
and punctuality, yes.
When we go to my family functions, if it starts at, like, say we go to one of my family functions and it says dinner's at 3, or like especially like we have an aunt who's in her 90s, and every year we celebrate her birthday because she hasn't died yet. And so,
unlike your friend, that son of a bitch.
Yeah. But she's sticking around. Unlike my friend who died when I do this show for him, she appreciates it. So we'll say her birthday party is at 3:00. My wife will go, well, half your family's not going to be there on time, so we don't have to be there at 3. I said, no, I have to be there at 3.
Yes.
Regardless of what the rest of my family is. But even my wife, who is like one of the least racist people I know, after 21 years of marriage, she has a lot of black in her. You know what I'm saying? So, if she wanted to, she could legitimately just not want to be there on time. Is what I'm saying.
Right.
But she thinks that. No, I'm just saying she thinks that even my people are not punctual. But we are. We know how to tell time. It's just that we're expected to be late, and we hate to disappoint people.
So, which is very noble. So you're saying don't be late on Saturday. Make sure you're there at 7:30.
No, if you show up at 7:31, you're going to miss the first 60 seconds of the best 60 seconds of the show, because it all goes downhill after that.
Just like
you're going to miss the best part of the show.
Just like your sex life.
Just like sex. Just like sex.
All right. Plausible.com parodies. You done?
Sorry.
Parodies, nutsy jokes, and short stories. This Saturday on plausible.com at 7:30 with our pal G.D. Fenderson, who you can also see every morning at 9 on Coffee with the Dog here on Gov's Comedy Club podcast.
Mike, I apologize. I thank you for doing this. Joe, thank you for all your input. I appreciate it.
GD, I think you're hysterical.
I do.
I'm glad you said that, because if those people over at the other show they gave me the worst comedy special of all time award.
What?
Who did? Matt did?
No, it's another podcast. I'm not going to mention their names. What they do is they talk about other shows and other podcasts.
Oh yeah, I think I know who you're talking about.
Okay, and so they said that I have the worst comedy special of all time. And that's saying something, because they didn't watch any of the other ones. They just watched the first one, and it must have been so bad that they said, he can't do worse. And
Wow.
I challenged them to watch this week, Saturday, July 19th. Because just damn it, I can do worse. No.
well, Ann also says GD is smoking fun. I watch him every morning on Coffee with the Dog.
Nice.
So yeah, there's plenty of people backing you up. At least 3. So there you go.
Thank you. Like I said, so I appreciate look, guys, I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart. Tony Miller is one of the most supportive and best friends I have.
Tony Miller.
We did a show here back in December. It was me and GD, and actually, so Coffee with the Dog at the time. One of the guys is now not there anymore, which I'm very sad about.
Right.
Stephen Ortiz.
I'm happy.
Stephen Ortiz, Ron Kane were the comedians, and GD, and I hosted. When the flyer was made up, there's a big picture of me and it says Tony Miller.
Oh, that's right, Tony Miller.
So that's been our running joke
That's
ever
funny.
since. All right, we got to get out of here. GD.
It's my running joke. It's your hopping joke.
Yeah, right.
Your hopping joke.
He's right. I haven't run in 20 years. All the best on Saturday. Hope it goes well. And, we'll talk again. Thanks for hanging with us.
You're the man.
I appreciate this. I don't know how many tickets this is going to sell, but...
Well, hopefully it does
gives me
well.
an excuse to hang out with you guys also. I love you guys.
Right back at you, pal. All right, we'll see you.
All right, bye.
See ya.
See you, pal.
All right. Whew.
Oh, that's a funny guy.
I don't know what just happened here. we went from, theater, charity to a good event.
Oh, yeah.
We went to that. Wow. All right. I feel like I was just beat up. Okay, so it is time for us to go. Is there anything that we should be covering? That I don't know if you had anything in regards to Tony or anything.
No.
Mike, did you have anything?
No.
Okay. All right. So with that, we'll push it again. Don't forget, that's August 1st through 10th at the Belmore Show Place. I've never heard it referred to as Belmore Show Place, but it's right there in Belmore. See, there's 2 movie theaters in Belmore. One regular movie theater that has, like 8 different houses. You go see different movies. This, and I think that's called Belmore Playhouse.
Yes, that's Belmore Playhouse.
But this one is called Belmore Movies. It should be the other way around.
Yeah.
Because this place is just one stage. It has a stage and a screen.
Years ago, they used to show movies in there.
Right, but they still do.
Yeah,
they still do.
like these obscure kind of movies.
Yes, they do independent films.
Yeah.
They just had a festival last week of independent films. Don and I actually had a film in it. It's a place to go to see some movies you won't see anywhere else.
Yeah.
Which is why I like it so much. But this is a very weird show today. But yeah, so that's August 1st through 10th. I've been posting it on Facebook. If anybody needs
nice
more,
flyer.
It is a nice flyer.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody needs more info, let me know. I'll be posting it some more, and we'll have it around. Also, don't forget October 4th, live from the Giggle Room, Gov's Comedy Club podcast presents Tony Walker and Friends. Joe Pacino, Alec Quinn, Mike Pacchetti, and we will be adding 1 or 2 people on.
Are you hosting that night?
I am hosting that.
Nice.
One thing, Fremder, are you still watching? Yes, I think he is. Fremder. So I think you were here one day where somebody challenged me to put Fremder up on stage. Were you here for that?
No.
Oh, all right. Somebody challenged me to put Fremder up.
He was here.
I don't think he was here. I think we were just getting his usual bad comments.
Right.
And then somebody challenged us to put him on stage. So, it was mentioned yesterday, somebody commented, forgive me, I forget who, but somebody mentioned, I mentioned this show, October 4th, and somebody said, well, make that the show that Fremder comes on.
Yeah.
So I said it on the show, and I talked to Fremder privately yesterday, and I said, fine, we'll do it. I'll give him 3 to 5 minutes. Fremder, if you want to come and do your stand-up debut on August 4th in the Giggle Room, I'll give you 3 to 5 minutes.
August 4th or October 4th?
What did I say August?
Yeah.
Sorry, October 4th.
Yeah.
In the Giggle Room, I'll give you 3 to 5 minutes.
Wow.
And chances are I'll pull you after 3, but we'll see. But also, speaking of Fremder, before we go, I did promise some Andrew Fremder music today. We talked about last week. We talked about how Fremder he writes scores. So he sent me this.
He is kind of like a jack of all trades in the art.
He's a freak is what he is. So, all right, so here comes this is a song called Lost by Andrew Fremder. It's playing now. I am going to be talking over it, because we have to go. But I am playing this. This is by Andrew Fremder. It's called Lost. While it's playing, so far it's just one chord. Oh, there we go. All right, so while I'm talking, I will promote all the usual stuff. Don't forget, here at Governor's this weekend, we got a lot of great stuff going on. Governor's here in Levittown, the main club, and the Giggle Room. Brokerage in Belmore, and McGuire's out in Bohemia. So the Long Island Laugh-Off has moved on to the second round. Tom Kelly, our friend Tom Kelly, you can see him Friday. He will be in here. Tom Kelly's coming in here on Friday, but he's also playing the main club on Friday as well in Levittown. Then on Saturday, he'll be at McGuire's. Gasper Randazzo is playing the main club here on Saturday. The Giggle Room on Friday, you can see Fat J, Sean Kearns, and some other great comedians on Friday. And I think Sean Brown is a part of that too. That's Friday in the Giggle Room. At the Brokerage on Friday, Claire Bowen and Jonathan Jackson. And then Joe DeVito is playing McGuire's on Friday and the Brokerage on Saturday. That's Joe DeVito, great comedian. That was the whole thing?
That's it?
Oh, all right.
All right.
I'll play
Is it just an overture?
I guess. I told him I would play a song, and he sent me that, and then with that he just started giving me like his whole history and telling me where to find other music, which I didn't ask for. But no, I'll you know what? I'll play something else tomorrow at the end of the show too. Okay. So so if you want to go see Joe DeVito, he's playing at 2 clubs this weekend. Joe DeVito's great. He's been on Fox News a lot lately, doing shows there. So go to govs.com, govs.com to see all the information, see the full schedule, and make some reservations to some great comedy shows. And of course, don't forget Gov's Comedy Club podcast. Today is Wednesday. Oh, there is no Circling the Drain tonight. It was supposed, as you guys know, it's on every Wednesday. One of their guys is under the weather. I think it's Pickles. He goes by the name Pickles. I think Fremda says play the other one. Yeah, you're welcome. Fremda, I'll play it. You know what, Fremda? On Friday, when your buddy Tom Kelly is here, we will dabble in some more Andrew Fremder music. How about that? And I will. I'll play another one tomorrow as the show is ending. Okay. Ann said yes, she would love to see Fremder on the stage. So, Ann, does that mean you'll come from California? You'll come to see it? All right. Let's see. This song sounds sad. Reminds me of Mike's face.
Who said that?
Fremder said that. At the end of the show, Scott says, I usually press the play button on myself. All right. Wow.
Okay.
Wow. What a weird show today. But we thank you guys. Thank you, Joe, for hanging. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you to Thank you to Tony Chiofalo. Thank you to GD. What did I leave out? Knock'emDeadComedy.com. Don't forget, check us out. We got a lot of stuff going on in the fall. We'll be at McGuire's in Bohemia in December, but we got other stuff as well. All right. So I think that's it for today then. No Circling the Drain tonight because they're sick. So that's it. Coffee with the Dog tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. with Matt and GD and Ron. And then I'll be here tomorrow with my brother, and we do have a musical guest whose name I don't remember. Sorry, but it's Musical Thursdays. You've heard Frank in the past talk about his condition. It's called prune belly. I do know the guest is another musician who also has prune belly syndrome. I know that much. So, okay. So Ann said she will come if Andrea can get her a flight. All right, let's make that happen. Okay, and that's and then of course Peter Schwartz with Sports Bash tomorrow at 1 o'clock as well. Okay, let's get out of here. Everybody enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. I'll see you next week.
See ya.
Joe, come back anytime, pal. You're always welcome here.
Thank you.
All right, we're out. See you guys later.
Be kind.